start right in the middle.
Royce, your first game here, or first game this year was here. What do you remember about the game and that moment?
I remember how electric this place was. It was fun to. I like any environment that makes baseball better, and this is one of those stadiums that does that. This is a great team to do that for baseball as well. So I'm excited for the challenge tomorrow. It'll be fun.
Stay in the middle on the left there.
Bailey was in here a little earlier. He's getting the game one start. Just what has it been like seeing Bailey kind of develop this season and turn into a guy who you guys have going in game one?
Yeah. Well, thanks for telling me that. I didn't know that. So that's really exciting. We were all getting our work in separately, so for me to hear that makes me so excited because he's one of my best friends on this team, and I'm really proud of what he's done this year. He's been a great workhorse for us, and he's very deserving of this start, and I think he's going to be up for the challenge.
Stay right here in the middle, second row.
Royce, how much have you been able to ramp up the fielding and running, and are you expecting third base to be an option this series?
Yeah, my thing is that we're working day to day. Like I said before, it's a muscle injury, so every day's a little bit different. Today, so far, I haven't done much outside. A little bit more media today, which is nice. I enjoy it. But no, we're going to head outside pretty soon. I just put the pants on, so we'll go test it out, see how it is. But, ultimately, at the end of the day, it's up to Rocco because what he's done all year, putting me in situations, whether I'm on the bench, starting, DH, wherever it may be, hitting second, hitting last, he's always put me in the best situation, and I trust him fully. So whatever he needs me to do tomorrow, I'll do it.
Royce, before that game, you made a prediction that something special was going to happen, and obviously the home run and the big hit in the ninth. Do you feel like making any other predictions now that you're back?
You know what? I can't do that. I just get a feeling. It's not on me. It's a God thing. So I just fully trust him and have faith in what he's going to have for us. But I'll tell you this: we're going to have a lot of fun, and we're all really excited for this challenge ahead of us. And we're not done yet, man. So we got a long way to go.
We'll go on the front here on the right with Christy.
How valuable was it for you guys to get a playoff series under your belts at home and kind of get that experience before you came into an atmosphere like this?
I love your shirt. It was awesome because our home fans, for them to stand up and go crazy like they did for us, I think it was huge, and it gave us a big momentum swing for that. Not only that series, but going forward, we're looking forward to getting back home and playing in front of them, and I think it's gonna push us to get excited for this game, knowing that they're probably gonna be just as crazy for their Houston Astros.
Go on the second row in the middle.
Royce, you're winning playoff series here with the Twins, but what do you remember back in 2018 about the day this journey all began when you get the call, hearing that you're going to be a Twin, that you're going to be 1-1, everything like that from that day?
I knew it was going to be a long path, but I'll tell you this, it went by so fast, my whole life really. You look back, it's like, I feel like I was in high school just, obviously it was 6 years ago, but it feels like just yesterday that I was playing with all my high school buddies, and I just realized it's the same game, just done a lot more detailed and perfected. And we have, I still have a lot more fun, just like I would in high school, Little League, etc. And I think that's what, for me brings part of the joy to the game is that I'm having fun no matter what, taking it all in, and it just helps when you're winning and having success as well.
What do you remember thinking when you heard that it was the Twins?
Yeah, for my pick, it was, I didn't think Twins were going to be in the question. It wasn't about my ability. It was just about, it seemed like they weren't in on me as much as the Padres and these other teams that were picking up there that year. It seemed like other teams were super enthused, but the Twins were super mellow. But it's not that they didn't love me, and I realized the best way to describe that is like Alex Kirilloff. Mellow guy, but he loves me deep down, and so that's like the Twins' personality. They were super mellow. Hey, appreciate the talk, and then when they picked me, obviously they were going crazy. So behind the scenes, it was awesome.
We'll go on the third row on the right here.
Congrats as well being in Houston. I just want to ask you, with Carlos Correa, he made two big plays in the series in the wild card, obviously the one at home and then the pickoff at second base. Mm-hmm. How big is having a veteran presence like that that's been to the postseason and his leadership bring to this young Minnesota Twins team?
It's unbelievable. I mean, from the start of, even last season when he came in for us, for me, this is someone that I've been looking up to since I was like 9 years old, whenever he first came into the league. I don't remember how old I was exactly, but I thought he was a special talent, and he still is, obviously. He's a superstar of this league. But the behind-the-scenes stuff that he does for our team, for our young guys, he's like an older brother to all of us. And sometimes he could be your dad too, because he's pretty firm. But he really takes care of us, man. He loves us, and he does everything for this team, and he gives his whole body, mind, effort to this team. It's like 120% of Carlos is in this team, and I think that's why we're here right now, as well as all these other guys in this locker room.
Go around the left.
Royce, you faced Justin Verlander once in your career, 3 at-bats. What do you remember about facing him, and does a pitcher's resume as big as his affect you in any way?
I would say you shouldn't let it affect you if it does. But if as a fan, I don't take it for granted how special he is to face. I think I know he's a Hall of Famer. I think he's most deserving of all the awards he's got. He's a great pitcher, and he's been doing it. I mean, I think he's 40 years old. I was looking at my dad. I'm like, when you were 40, you couldn't throw, you couldn't play catch with me. So we're still working on him playing catch with me. But it's just special to take that in as a fan of the game, how special of a talent he is. And so I don't take that for granted, being able to face him. Because I know he's going to be a Hall of Famer. But knowing that, when you get into the game, you just compete. You just got to compete each and every pitch, because those guys, they do that, and they do it very well, and they don't make very many mistakes. So you got to keep competing and doing your best to put yourself in a good count, walk, whatever it may be for that at bat. But that's all I remember about him, and it was obviously he was a very electric pitcher.
Go in the second row in the middle.
Hey Royce, how has overcoming as much adversity as you've had to deal with the 2 knee surgeries to get to this place where you're in playoff games, how has that changed your perspective or shaped your perspective?
Yeah, it definitely made me, not take anything for granted, knowing how quickly this game can be taken away from you, whether it's ACL, hamstring, oblique, whatever it may be, or just strictly performance. There's always someone ready to take your job, or just ready to help the team out in any way possible. So I don't want to take any day for granted. Playing in a big league stadium, this is my dream, right? So I think it's a lot of very young kids' dreams to play in big leagues, and I just want to be the person that shows, I don't take it for granted. I have fun doing it, even on a quote-unquote bad day at the plate or whatever it may be, your team loses. It's still so special to be a part of this game, because this game has given me everything in my life. It's really taught me how to be a great human being, and I feel like I'm a much better person because of it.
Go in the second row middle.
Royce, what do you guys learn about Duran and watching him slam the door in both those 9th innings in that series?
Same thing he's done all year, and even going back to Kane County when he was on the Diamondbacks, he shoved against us too. And I think our scouts were there at the game, and they said we probably should get this guy. So it goes all the way back into the minor leagues, and I think that's the best part about this game is the history that we have with all of our teammates, buddies, etc. You play against all these guys coming up, whether they're on opposing teams, on your own team. You make trades, and people are like, how do you know him so well? Well, I played with him in Low A, or I played with him in the Reds, like Farmer and Sonny. And so that's kind of one of the things I love about this game. And for Duran, I trust him fully in those situations. And for me, I just love seeing those 102s and the whole crowd going, oh. That's exactly what we do in the dugout too. So it's pretty special.
Go right behind you there.
Hey, Royce, you always talk about being a fan. Astros have been playing deep into the postseason a lot since you've been drafted. What do you think about the challenge of taking on this team here?
Really excited for it. If you could take down the best, I feel like you could prove that you are one of the best teams in this league. And I think that, not only have we showed that already, but we're looking forward to keep doing that. And I think this is one of the best teams going forward that we're going to have to be facing. And we're really excited for the challenge, especially to start it on the road. I think it's going to be good for us. Try to just take 2 here and go back home and get it over with at home.
Go on the left.
Particularly after the 2-homer game, how many messages did you get afterwards, and did anything stand out in terms of surprise, in terms of someone reaching out?
Yeah, honestly, I think I was just blessed to have the opportunity to have all my friends and family who care about me send messages. It was awesome. I really appreciate all of them, and I think before the game was the messages I loved the most was like Torrey, Justin Morneau, Joe Mauer, Kadire, LaTroy Hawkins, a lot of these Twins legends. And then seeing Tony Oliva before the game, they're just kind of, embracing the challenge, and they really appreciated what we've done and what we've accomplished. And they kind of just gave me some advice, and majority of the advice was just take it all in, because you never know when you're going to be, guaranteed a spot back in the playoffs in general, let alone a home game in front of these amazing fans. And so that's what I did my first at bat. I took it all in. I looked up, and wow, it was crazy. I probably won't do that again as much because my heart was racing after looking up. I got so excited. These fans were truly special, so that was really cool.
Anything else for Royce? We'll go with Jesus in the front.
How's your Spanish?
It's
Poquito más o menos?
yeah, it's my.
How's your English?
Oh, thanks to these things, I get to practice more and often. You want to take a shot at answering Spanish?
Yeah.
I'll ask
I don't know if
him
I can speak it, but I can try to understand it.
All right, well, then let's keep it in English then.
All right, thank you.
Carlos was here earlier. I asked him this in Spanish. He answered in Spanish. He didn't go into English, but I asked him directly if, by being as a former member of the Astros, talk to you guys about, like you could throw him this way, or this guy bats this way.
Sure.
What say you? Has he done that with you? Like give you like insights about his former ball club in order to make you to a better player against this ball club?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, not only him, but we have Dallas Keuchel, Christian Vasquez, who caught a lot of these pitchers. And they know kind of how they work and how they tick. And, I think that the majority of the conversation is just understanding that, yes, they're very good, but they're human just like we are. You can't put other players or other people on a pedestal in this game because this game is very hard. You just got to play the game to the best of your abilities and let the game do what it does. And at the end of the day, hope that you get a win and you're the winning side of this thing. And so, that's kind of what we just focused on was just, hey, it's Justin Verlander, but at the same time, guess what, guys? He's got a four-seam fastball. Didn't we just face that with Gausman? He's got a curveball. We just faced that 2 weeks ago with Giolito. They're all the same. They all have to come over the plate. They got to throw strikes. They got to execute. So we got to force them to execute, and that's our game plan each and every outing, no matter who we face. Although we do know that they're a really challenging opponent, and we respect the heck out of them. We just got to keep playing hard, like I said.
Thanks a lot, Royce.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Next postseason, do that in Spanish.
I will learn my Spanish.